Okay, so you've just finished making this awesome YouTube video, and now you're ready to share it with the world. But but there's a lot more to it than just hitting that upload button,
Yeah,
right?
you're totally right. I mean, so many creators, they kind of treat the upload like it's the finish line, like, okay, done, but it's actually the starting point.
Yeah, it's like the launch pad for your video, you know?
Yeah.
You've put in all this work to create the content, but how you handle those first few minutes and hours after uploading it can make a real difference in how many people actually see it.
I mean, it's kind of crazy how many views you can leave on the table if you don't take advantage of that critical time period right after you upload.
Exactly. So today on the deep dive, we're going to get into all the nitty-gritty details of what you should be doing immediately after you upload a video to really maximize its reach and help you grow your channel faster, especially if you're a newer creator.
And we've got some really interesting sources we're going to be pulling from that offer some pretty unique and actionable tips that go way beyond the basic stuff.
So if you're ready to turn your uploads into a strategic growth engine for your channel, buckle up because this is going to be good.
All right, let's jump into it. First up, something that always seems to spark a bit of debate in the YouTube community, file name optimization.
Yeah, some people swear by it and others think it's completely irrelevant. So what's the real story here?
Well, even if you're skeptical about the power of file names, it's hard to argue with this one point. The logic goes that if you include relevant keywords in your file name, ideally mirroring your video title as closely as possible, you're giving YouTube another data point to understand what your video is about.
One of our sources actually showed how you can see the video file name within YouTube's internal data, which kind of suggests that their algorithms are at least glancing at it, right?
Exactly. And when you think about how competitive YouTube is, every little advantage can help. So it just makes sense to give them that extra piece of information.
So the actionable step here is super simple. Just rename your video file before you upload it. Make it descriptive, use your target keyword, and try to match your intended video title as closely as you can.
It's a quick win that could have some real SEO benefits.
Now let's talk about the two things that have the biggest impact on whether someone actually clicks on your video, your title, and your thumbnail, especially for neuter channels without a huge established audience. These are absolutely crucial.
I mean, think about it. Your title and thumbnail are the first things people see when they come across your video in search results or recommendations, so they need to be eye-catching and attention-grabbing.
You gotta stop the scroll.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They've got to make people stop scrolling and think, wait, I need to see what this is about.
And your title has to do double duty here.
Yeah.
It needs to be interesting enough to pique someone's curiosity, but it also has to accurately represent what the video is actually about.
You know, no clickbait, right? That might get you a few quick views, but in the long run, it's going to hurt your channel because people will start to distrust you and your watch time will suffer.
One of the sources we looked at had a really interesting point. They said to think about why you clicked on this deep dive. The title promised you specific insights into maximizing views after uploading.
Right.
And it's the same with your videos. People click because they know what they're going to get.
Right. So always include a descriptive keyword in your title. It helps with search engine optimization so people can actually find your video when they're searching for that topic. And it also gives potential viewers clarity about what your video is about.
Okay, and then there's the thumbnail. That's like the visual representation of your video, and it plays a huge role in your click-through rate.
Our sources actually suggested creating multiple thumbnails for each video, even if it's just 2 or 3 different versions, and then letting YouTube's algorithm do some A/B testing for you.
That's so smart because YouTube will show different thumbnails to different viewers and see which one performs the best. So you're basically letting them figure out what's most appealing to your target audience.
Exactly, and there's a tool mentioned in one of our sources called 1 of 10 that's really useful for thumbnail inspiration. Basically, you can search for viral videos in your niche and analyze what their thumbnails look like. So if you're making travel vlogs, you could search for travel vlog and see what kind of images, colors, and textiles are working well.
And it's not about copying. It's about seeing what's already working and getting some ideas for what might resonate with your own audience. You could do that for any topic, right? Like if you're making videos about cryptocurrency, you could search crypto explainer or crypto tips.
Exactly. So the key takeaways for thumbnails are 1, create multiple options, and 2, use tools and research to figure out what's visually appealing in your niche.
Okay, so now let's move on to the video description, which might seem like a pretty basic element, but it's actually super important for SEO.
Yeah, one of our sources called it a gold mine for the algorithm, and they're not wrong. A well-written description can really help YouTube understand what your video is about and who to show it to.
One really effective strategy is to generate a transcript of your video and then use an AI tool like ChatGPT to craft an optimized description.
And you can actually use a very specific prompt to get the best results. Our source recommended something like write a one-paragraph SEO optimized description for new and small YouTubers who aren't familiar with SEO for a video titled Your Video Title Here.
I love that because it's giving the AI all the information it needs to create a description that's perfectly tailored to your video and your target audience.
And it's going to be packed with relevant keywords, which is what you want for SEO. So it's definitely worth taking the time to transcribe your video and then use AI to help you write a really strong description.
Now let's talk about links. You always want to include relevant links in your description, but there's a strategy here that can really help you keep viewers engaged on your channel.
Yeah, we're talking about deep links that direct viewers to your playlists instead of just linking to your other social media profiles or your website.
One of our sources explained it like this. When someone finishes watching your video, YouTube is going to suggest other videos they might like, right? And often those are videos from other creators. So you've basically lost that viewer.
But if you include deep links to your own playlists in the description, the suggested videos are all going to be your content. So it dramatically increases the chances of that viewer clicking on another one of your videos, which boosts your watch time and session duration.
And creating these deep links is super easy. You can either copy the URL of any video that's already in the playlist you want to link to, or you can just copy the main URL of the playlist itself.
And to really make this effective, you need a clear call to action in both your video and your description. Encourage viewers to click on those playlist links if they want to see more content on that topic.
So you can say something like, if you want to see all my tips on topic, click on the playlist link in the description below.
Now let's talk about hashtags. You know those little pound signs that you see everywhere on social media?
Yeah, they're on YouTube too, and they can actually be pretty helpful for getting your videos discovered.
YouTube allows you to use up to 60 hashtags, which is a lot. But the recommendation we found is to stick to 3 to 5 really relevant ones.
The key here is to be specific and use hashtags that are directly related to the keywords and search terms in your video title. So if your video is about how to bake a chocolate cake, your hashtags might be hashtag chocolate cake, hashtag baking, hashtag dessert.
And remember, only the first 3 hashtags usually appear above your video title, so make sure those are the most important ones.
And while we're on the topic of organization, don't forget to add your newly uploaded video to any relevant playlists on your channel.
Playlists are great for helping viewers find more of your content, and they can also encourage people to watch multiple videos in a row, which is fantastic for your watch time.
There are also a few important settings to double check during the upload process. You want to make sure you select Not for Kids if your content isn't specifically made for children.
And you can deselect the automatic timestamps option if you're planning on adding your own custom timestamps, which can be really helpful for viewers who want to jump to specific parts of your video.
Now, the importance of tags is something that YouTubers debate all the time, but one of our sources recommended using a free tag generator. You just input your video title, and it spits out a list of SEO-rich tags that you can copy and paste into your video settings.
It's a quick and easy way to potentially boost your discoverability, so even if the impact is small, it's probably worth doing.
Okay, let's talk about end screens. You know those little screens that pop up at the end of your video with suggestions for other videos to watch?
Yeah, those are super important for keeping viewers engaged on your channel, and the best practice here has actually shifted a bit in recent years.
The old advice was to include multiple end screen elements with different video suggestions. But now a lot of creators are recommending using the best for viewer option instead.
That allows YouTube's algorithm to automatically choose which video to suggest based on the viewer's watch history, and it tends to be more effective at keeping people watching.
Now, this next tip might sound a little strange, but stick with me. Our sources recommend setting your video to private or unlisted for a few hours before you actually make it public.
It sounds counterintuitive, right? But the idea is to give YouTube's algorithm some time to process and analyze your video's data before it starts getting public views.
So it's like giving the algorithm a head start in figuring out what your video is about and who it should be showing it to.
Exactly. And then when you do make it public, the algorithm is already primed to start promoting it to the right audience.
Okay, here's a really simple but powerful way to expand your reach. Add subtitles in different languages. This is especially important if you have a global audience.
Yeah, think about it. If your video only has English subtitles, you're missing out on a huge potential audience of people who speak other languages.
And adding subtitles is actually pretty easy. You can start with YouTube's automatic captions, review them for accuracy, and then publish them. Then you can add additional languages and use YouTube's auto-translate feature which has gotten surprisingly good.
And it's a good idea to prioritize the languages that are most relevant to your existing or target audience. So if you see a lot of viewers from India in your analytics, adding Hindi subtitles would be a smart move.
Okay, your video is finally live. What do you do next? Well, one of the first things you should do is actually rewatch your own video.
And I don't just mean skimming through it. You should actually set up a separate YouTube account specifically for supporting your own content.
Then use that account to watch your entire video, give it a like, and leave a thoughtful comment. This helps generate some initial engagement, which can send positive signals to the algorithm.
And watch it on another browser where you aren't signed into. That counts as another view and helps boost your watch time.
The key here is to watch the entire video. Don't just click play and walk away, because YouTube tracks how long people are watching your videos, and that's a really important factor in their algorithm.
Here's another great tip. Link your new long-form videos to your existing YouTube Shorts.
Shorts are awesome for getting your content seen by new audiences, and now YouTube actually lets you directly link your shorts to your longer videos.
So whenever you upload a new long-form video, go back to your existing shorts that are related to that topic and add a link to your new video in the related section within YouTube Studio.
This gives people who are watching your shorts an easy way to discover your more in-depth content. It might not bring in millions of views overnight, but it's a simple and effective way to cross-promote your content.
Speaking of shorts, some of our sources also talked about AI-powered tools like Nexus Clips, which can help you repurpose your longer videos into multiple engaging short-form clips that are perfect for the Shorts feed.
These tools can analyze your content, identify key moments, and automatically create short, attention-grabbing clips that are more likely to go viral on Shorts. So it's a great way to reach a wider audience and drive traffic back to your main channel.
And finally, let's not forget about the importance of engaging with your audience in the comments, especially when you're starting out.
Yeah, it can be tempting to just ignore the comments or only respond to the positive ones. But taking the time to reply to every single comment can make a huge difference in building a loyal community around your channel.
It shows people that you actually care about what they have to say, and it encourages them to keep engaging with your content, which sends positive signals to the algorithm.
It's all about creating that two-way conversation and making people feel heard.
So when we look at everything we've talked about today, it's clear that the actions you take after uploading a video are just as important as the content itself.
It's not enough to just create great videos.
Yeah.
You also need to know how to promote them effectively and set them up for success.
By implementing these strategies, you can significantly increase your chances of getting more views, growing your audience, and ultimately achieving your YouTube goals.
So here's something to think about as you go forward. Which of these post-upload steps have you been neglecting? And how could prioritizing them change the trajectory of your channel? It's all about taking those extra steps to ensure that your content gets seen by the right people and helps you build the community you've always dreamed of.
You've got this.
We'll see you next time for another deep dive.
See you later.
Bye.